Hello and welcome back to JSank Plays EVE Online, and today I want to introduce my newest mini-series. This series is going to focus on how to make money off of a patch, how to capitalize on brand new items that are being produced in the game, that are introduced to the games from a patch, and also detail specific instructions on uh, how to complete a Tech 2 production cycle as well. And that is something that I have never done before, and it's something that I thought was interesting as I was doing it, and so I started recording videos. These videos take place over the course of about a month, and the result was that I made a billion ISK off of producing Tech 1 and Tech 2 brand new items, and it only took me maybe 2 hours of gameplay. Now, of course, that's over a month, but active gameplay was only 2 hours, and I made a billion ISK. So, I'm going to go ahead and talk about these Warp Disruptor 2s here that I see that I was talking about before. The Heavy Warp Disruptors and Heavy Warp Disruptors 2 was what I was making and selling, and I was taking advantage of the fact that the price was inflated because there was not enough producers and there was not enough supply for um, the the item. So at this point, I have started already to make Tech 1 Heavy Warp Disruptors, as I'm showing you here, and afterwards, and here I'm pulling into the station now. So old me, my original narration, is going to talk about starting up Tech 2 production and how to do that. So I hope you enjoy the series, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side, and I'm going to hand it over to Pass Me. The other thing that I was making a profit off of was a big profit, were these things called Heavy Warp Disruptors. Now, what a Heavy Warp Disruptor is a warp disruptor for capital ships. So here we go. Here's a Heavy Warp Disruptor. They go for about 120 million apiece. But the funny thing is that whenever you look at these blueprints from the blueprint store, they actually only take, and this one's still in research, it's going to take a day to run. That's what I was kind of hoping to pick up right now. But let's look at this blueprint. Well, I'm not going to stop it. It's 6%. I'm researching that one. But very shortly we're going to go into the station here, and we're going to take a look at how much it actually costs to make. Now, I'm very surprised that at this moment in time, I have some stuff here. Here we go. I made a bunch of copies, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with that in a second. Not exactly sure. Actually, I have to put all these into my cargo. The actual BPO is not out yet of research, so I cannot use that right now. But I was going to use this. Actually, hold on. I was going to use this and see what I have to do to make a Tech 2 BPO. But let's look at this blueprint first of all in the window here. And we're going to go to manufacturing. And whenever you try to make this blueprint, it only costs you 26 million to make. And it's selling for, well, it says 100 million, but in reality it's actually 120 million. And I was actually very surprised that this is so expensive, because I thought that whenever I first sold them, I was selling them for 100 million, and maybe one would sell every once in a while, but I was making a really big, huge profit off of it. But now there's more competition, and the price actually gone up to 120 million. So maybe I was not being greedy enough. Maybe I should have been selling it for more whenever I first put it out, because I was one of the first people to put it out. But I'm making a really big profit off of these, and I actually have 80 million more off of sales coming in. Plus, I have 2 more coming in. So, yeah, I've never made money this fast in Eve, and I think it's one of those things that's just going to not going to last very long. Because, well, I'm not going to put out this video until this goes away, but as soon as people start realizing that this is a scam, they're gonna the market's gonna actually even out, and we're gonna see these heavy warp disruptor ones cost around probably 26 to 27 million, I would say. I am researching them, and my next plan is to actually make Tech 2 heavy warp disruptors. And let's look at what you have to have for that. Now, I have to have some skills, which I'm going to go ahead and train. I have to have graviton physics level 1 and electromagnetic physics level 1, which I will do. And then I will be able to, hopefully, I'm going to buy up all these things here. And I'm going to transport them to CISO, which is a place I can do invention at. And I'm going to make, well, I have to have a heavy warp disruptor 1, see? So I'm going to try to make these. I'm going to try to invent this blueprint. Now that's how you make it, actually, if you have the blueprint itself. But I'm going to try to invent this blueprint. I'm going to go ahead and try to invent this blueprint here. So what you do is you copy this. So you go here. This is your blueprint original. So you use blueprint, and you hit the copy button, right? And then you can make as many as you want, as you can see. And what you do is you start that job. It'll take 30 days if you want to make that many of them. That's a long time. You can put the runs per copy up to like 5, like that, which is a maximum. And then you can make 1 copy, and that's you'll make 1 copy of the blueprint for 5 runs. So you can make 5 of these from this copy. Now you obviously want to do this off of a blueprint that's actually researched, because then the researched value will carry over to the copy. But what I want to do is I've already made the copy, so I want to take the copy and use that blueprint and go over here to the Invent tab. Now, to do this, you need some different things, items. First of all, you need the skill to do it. And I don't have the skill at the moment, but I will have the skill shortly. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure I have the skills to do this. So I'm going to go ahead and look at this blueprint and show info. And I can see that heavy disruptor 2, I need the graviton physics level 1, science level 5, power grid management 5, electronic magnetic physics level 1, science level 5, CPU management level 5, capital construction 1, mechanics 5, all these skills. And so I'm going to go ahead and train now to level 1. Yes. And then I'm going to go ahead and put graviton physics level 1, add to queue. And then I'm going to come up here and graviton physics, I'm going to drag that all the way up to the top of my queue, like so. Now that's 36 minutes. That's like an hour. So I don't have to wait an hour to do this. But through the magic of YouTube, I think that I can come back in an hour and show you the next step. I'm also, yes, I'm also going to go back and grab some of these, some data core graviton physics, in some of these, data core electromagnetic physics. And then I'm going to grab possibly one of these decryptors. And how these work, how these Tech 2 blueprints work, is that to make a Tech 2 blueprint, you have to have this and that and this, and then you put it through, but it's not guaranteed that you'll actually get it done. So here we got a 37.1% success probability per run. Okay? Now I can only do this once. So when this comes out, it'll either fail, and I will not get a blueprint, and I'll probably destroy the BBC, or it'll succeed, and I will acquire a heavy Warp Disruptor 2 blueprint. Now let's look at these. Now these cost a little bit more to make, right? 153 million to make, right? So what I did was I started making these because I didn't have a lot of money when I started. I had maybe 60 million when I started, and now I have 727 million because I've been making these and selling them. So I can make these for 25 million, and that's total estimated price 100 million, right? So that's already incorrect. That's already incorrect. So this is going to be 25 million. So I can take out 75 million from his estimated price, which brings the total cost down more. And then I can buy all these things, buy all this stuff from the market. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Buy all. Do that. Now, obviously, it's not coming up that I can buy it here. That's because it's not available in this station. It's available in JITA, though. So let's go back to JITA for now. And we're going to go ahead and not only buy this stuff that we need to make the Tech 2 stuff, the Heavy Warp Disruptor 2, but we're also going to buy a bunch of stuff, all this stuff, and then we're going to buy the data cores and the other thing. Now, whenever I look at this blueprint and view market details on this, right now they are selling for a ridiculous almost 500 million. So I'm thinking now that I have some more capital, I have more capital now. I have 727 million now, so now I can afford to go ahead and try to make one of these, and that's what I'm going to do. So basically, when I come back in a second, I am going to go buy these things, and I'm going to put them in my cloaky hauler because I'm under a war deck right now, and things are kind of dangerous in space at the moment, which is a crane, which is something that I've already covered in an older video a couple years ago. And this crane can warp while cloaked, so that I can hide from people who want to kill me. And I'm gonna put all that stuff in my cargo hold, and I'll come back. And by the time I come back, I'll probably be finished with my training, and I'll be able to show you the completed process of making a Tech 2 item.